Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the motherfucking Hangover series. Welcome back to the Hangover series. This is going to be the last episode of season 1, which is crazy to say. I cannot believe I have been doing this for a year. That is wild. But today's episode is going to be the last episode of season 1. It is coming to an end, and the beginning of season 2 will be August 10th. I am just gonna take some time off to rejuvenate, get everything settled, take a mini break, and we will be back for season 2 on August 10th. I have lots of exciting things coming with it that I'm excited to share with you guys. I want to give you a sneak peek, but I feel like we should just wait. Just know that there is a fun intro coming your way that I'm excited about. But today I thought it would be interesting if we just kind of went through every single episode from this past year and shared some of my moments from each episode in case you haven't listened to every single one and you're like, what did she talk about in that episode? I never got to it, or what was that about? So we are just going to go through each episode, kind of debrief parts of it, share parts of it, and just see what the hell I have been doing over the past year in each episode. So let's get into it. Okay, so this first clip that we're going to listen to is from my very first episode called Welcome to My World. I am reflecting on this and I'm like, girl, what the fuck? I just want you guys to listen to the words that come out of my mouth and we'll reflect after you hear this sentence.
So my friends all leave. I'm with this guy. He seemed really nice, and the whole time that I was with him, I didn't realize that he was hitting on me. I thought that we were just giving friend energy. So he's like, let's go have another drink at my place, which, yes, I know you guys are all gonna be like, okay girl, you're going to this guy's house, obviously it's not just friend vibes. But if you had been there, you also would have thought he was just your friend, I swear to you. So we go back to his house to get his friend or something, and we have a beer, a Modelo to be exact, and a little bit of rosé. Not really sure what was going on.
Okay, first and foremost, that annoying ass little sound that's happening, that's because I had no idea how to edit a podcast, so that was happening, and then my sister had to help me figure out how to turn that off. So I don't know where the clip where it's not what that annoying clicking sound is, but anyways, what am I even saying? I cannot believe that is in the first episode. I remember this whole day, my friends and I were all at the bar, and then this man was come to my house, and I did, and I went to his house, and I truly, in the moment, I think I thought that we were just friends, but re-listening to that, he definitely wanted to have my children, and he definitely wanted to canoodle me later. But you know what? We're young and we're naive, and we thought a man just wanted to drink some Modelo's and rosé with us. What the fuck? I haven't done that in a long time, so I'm really glad that I can reflect on this and see that I haven't done that in a long time, unless I'm forgetting about something. Okay, this next clip is from the episode called Lollapalooza Cursed Me. And if you haven't heard this episode or this full story in depth, I'm going to recommend you go listen, because it has to be one of the top craziest episodes of my life. So here's a little sneak peek. And this is when I learned that you should always bring a hotel key with you, even if you're going to be gone for 5 minutes, apparently. So I leave the room, I call my mom in the hallway, literally for 5 minutes, knock on the door hello, I'm back. No response. So I figure I'll just go ask the front desk for a key to the hotel. So I go to the front desk and I ask them for a key to the hotel room, and they told me they could not give me one since my name was not on the hotel. Okay, so that clip literally just gave me the heebie-jeebies. If you actually have not listened to this story, you need to. The story still plays in my mind sometimes, and I cannot believe it was real. So go listen to that episode if you haven't, because it scares me. and it scares me of hotels, and it scares me of Lollapalooza, and I'm still scared of everything that was involved that weekend. Okay, so this next clip is from the episode titled Footlong Chili Cheese Dog, and this is still like one of my favorite nights out, I think. And the weirdest part about it is I have never been able to find the bar that this night happened at. I have tried Googling what bar this is. I've tried asking people like, what is this bar? And nobody knows. I can't find it on Google. I have no idea where I was, but I would like to go back, but I can't find it. So listen to what happened here.
But I had so many Cosmos in there. I think I had 4 Cosmos. That is insane. And I guess I just didn't know how to order anything else. When I was getting our first round of drinks, I'm like, what should we get? Like espresso martinis? Like, what do we want? And I guess Cosmos is what we wanted. And then I just never stopped ordering them. Like the bartender, I would go up to get another drink and he would point at me and be like, another Cosmo. I already know what she wants. She wants a Cosmo. I'm like, oh my God, these people probably think I'm obsessed with Cosmo. And little do they know, this is like my first Cosmo ever. Like, I don't drink Cosmos. I'm not obsessed with them.
Okay, so I don't know why I wasn't obsessed with Cosmos in the moment. And I don't know why I haven't really had a Cosmo since this day, but I feel like I need to get back on the Cosmo drinking wave. This next clip is just comical to me, and we'll discuss it in 5 seconds after you listen. This is from the episode titled Chaos. I'm so exhausted, but I haven't been able to sleep very well because there's this weird thing that happens in my apartment. I'm not sure if it's just my specific unit or if it happens to everyone. I should probably start asking people questions, but my half of my electricity turns off at 12 a.m. So last night I woke up, it was so warm in here. So I woke up at 1 a.m., turned it back on, went back to bed, woke up at 3, it was off again. Okay, you guys, so I'm not even kidding. I think this used to happen for 2 months until I finally did something about it. And why was I okay with just letting my electricity turn off and then being woken up at 1 a.m. to turn it back on, and then it turning off, and then waking up at 4 a.m. to turn it back on? Why did I not take care of that until 2 months later? I just sat here and complained instead of doing anything about any of that. Okay, this next episode was called Turning Boys into Men. Turning Boys into Men. I also am obsessed with this episode. I feel like this episode was where I finally really put my heart and soul into the message I was trying to deliver. And a fun fact about this episode was this was probably one of my most listened to episodes, especially by men. So that was cool. The men were tuned the fuck in. But my favorite part about this episode was that one time I was on a date with a man, and he told me that he had never listened to the podcast. He was acting like he literally didn't even know I had a podcast, was pretending he knew nothing about the fucking podcast, which is fine, I was like, maybe this man doesn't know anything about me, okay? And I asked him to give me 5 stars on the pod. And he was like, yeah, of course, I'll do that later. And I'm like, wait, let's just do it right now. And we pull up his phone and he just hands me it to do it. And this man had listened to this episode all the way through, as well as multiple other episodes. So men are tuned in, our situationships are tuned in, and it is just comical. But anyways, I got so off topic of where I was going with this, but this part of the episode, low-key eats. Just listen. I mean, for a first date, if you go up to a girl and you literally know nothing about her, I would just plan something personally, because it's not that hard. Everyone eats food, dinner. Everyone drinks some sort of drink. We have to drink something in order to survive. Okay, I low-key ate with that one. We do all consume liquids. It isn't that hard. You guys could literally get bottled water or water from your sink and go on a walk and drink water, It's so simple. Anyways, this next episode was called Sober October with a question mark because I was questioning doing Sober October, and just take a listen. I want to like start waking up super duper early, going on a walk before I even start my work day, like having my coffee, journaling, giving myself some time before I start work, then working, and then like going on another walk during my lunch break and getting outside. Like, okay, so like I don't know if I did any of the things that I said, but like now that I'm thinking about it, like that was kind of a lot. Like I think I even mentioned later on that I want to work out like 6 times a week, and your girl is tired. Your girl works full time. Your girl does a lot of activities. Like I don't know where I was going with that. I had the correct mindset, but I just don't even remember doing any of those things, or if I did, like I stopped doing them. So maybe we'll try that again sometime this year. But shortly after this, I titled an episode, I'm over Sober October, which, you know, honestly adds up because I'm like, how long did I even do that for? Let's find out. It's Sober October still. I am feeling okay, but honestly, guys, I have never wanted a dirty martini or glass of wine more in my fucking life. Okay, yeah, I didn't think that lasted the full month, but I feel like I made it pretty far. But you know when you just like have a bad week and you're like, I need a drink in my system? That's how I was feeling all of Sober October, if I'm remembering correctly. But the episode shortly after this was called It's Okay, His Brain Just Isn't Fully Developed. Men also really loved this one. I feel like we were all learning the age at which men's brains develop, which you'll have to tune in to find out. But when this episode came out, I was in my fucking feels because another little shithead man hit on my lovely sister that I was talking to. A man that was talking to me hit on my sister to me. And tune in to find out more about all of that information. But let's just hear a little bit about it. And then I did have a little crying moment for like 5 seconds. Like it was a brief cry in the middle of the pole dancing class. Okay, so the guy that I'm referring to that made me cry in the pole dancing class because he hit on my sister to me was the same guy that took me on a date and said that he had no idea I had a podcast and then had listened to like every single fucking episode. And actually, after I released that episode, he sent me like a long paragraph apologizing and like being like, I didn't know that would hurt your feelings. Like, I didn't know you didn't know how to take a joke. Like, I'm so sorry. I like think your sister's ugly and I don't know what she even looks like. And all the fucking things that they say. He definitely didn't call my sister ugly. I think I threw that in there. But the next episode that I came out with like shortly after was called How to Get Over a Guy. So clearly I was trying to tell myself how to get over this little fuckhead, which it took me a long ass time actually. So I don't know if I took my own advice. Just look at him and think about it. Like, did you really want to hard launch that man on the Instagram? Did you really want to tell your family about him? Maybe you did tell your family about him because you guys were dating for a while. But did you really want to post wedding photos with him? Like, I don't know. He's probably not as hot as you think he is. You're still the prize at the end of the day, and he's just a little boy. Okay, so I honestly love that I was really thinking about the bigger picture with this one, saying, did you really want to post wedding photos with him? Like, way to look at the bigger picture of things. I actually, like, reflected on this because I kind of tell my family every little detail about my life, so they most definitely have known about every single man that has entered my life, of course. Like, I need to keep them updated. And this little rat man that inspired these weird episodes, like, I cried in my mother's arms about this little fuckhead. So I was gonna say something mean and I was gonna roast him, but then I remembered, like, he probably has to deal with that on the daily, so we're gonna be kind today. We are going to be kind. Okay, so the episode after this one was called Star 67, Tanning Beds, and Robbery. And as I'm listening back, I noticed that I start talking about a speakeasy, and just take a listen and I'm going to explain something that I literally didn't even fucking realize until this past week. My friend and I went to a little speakeasy bar. Love a speakeasy. Does speakeasy mean that you have to be quiet in the bar? Because I'm actually not sure. But I've gone to speakeasies before where they basically want you to be like not talking. Okay, you guys, so I genuinely thought that speakeasy meant like bar that you are not supposed to be talking in / like bar that you're supposed to be really fucking quiet in, because I feel like every time I've gone to a speakeasy to this day, they're always like, can you shut up? Like, can you stop talking? Like, shh. So like that is just what I thought it meant. But I was talking to these people the other day and they were talking about how there is like a speakeasy in the Denver airport and how they wanted to go, and I'm like, yeah, it just like sucks that you have to be quiet in there. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like speakeasy, like you can't really talk in there. And they're like, speakeasy is just like a hidden bar. And I'm like, wait, no, I feel like you can't speak in there. And they're like, I think it just means hidden bar. So I'm still unsure, but I'm going to trust that it means hidden bar and that it doesn't mean you are there to shut up. Okay, this next episode was called I'm Moving ? Exclamation point. I don't know if I was like confused, but also I have noticed when I text people a lot, like I love to put a question mark, or like I kind of just ask things as a question because I'm unsure. My mom was like, you need to sound confident. And I'm like, but I am half the time like so unsure. But what I loved about this episode was what I'm going to share right now, because sometimes I think I have the confidence to do these things and then I become shy. So take a listen. My therapist told me that you can ask, like when you have movers or like you get your car towed or like anything along the lines of that, you can ask if you can go in the truck with them to the next location. I had no clue you could ask that. Like I was just going to Uber or something. But I'm going to ask them, like, can I come in the truck? Because they said they're bringing 2 men, 1 truck. And she said there's normally 3 seats in a truck. So I'm going to be sitting with the movers, I hope. So I chickened out and I did not ask the movers if I could sit with them. Like immediately when they showed up, I was like, you're intimidating. You're strong. Like when I see a really strong human, I'm like, you scare me. How did you get so strong? How did you get those muscles? I feel like you could lift up like 10 people right now, you know? They're like throwing my mattress, they're throwing dressers. Like they were just so strong that it scared me. So I was like being all weird and shy, and I'm like, oh, hi. Like, let me just twiddle my fucking thumbs. But like the whole time in my brain, I was like, bitch, you better fucking ask if you can go in the truck with them. But I was scared, and I think they knew that. I think they knew I was scared. Okay, so one of the episodes after this was called Gray Hair Eviction and More, where I thought that I was finding gray hairs in my hair, approximately 5 of them to be exact. Just listen. Another huge update. I have 5 gray hairs, everybody. I have 5 gray hairs at the age of 23 years old, and the first time I saw the first gray hair in my hair, I was like, what the fuck? Is this supposed to be blonde? Like, what is happening? So I actually like don't know what was happening during that time period with like the 5 gray hairs, but I don't know if they were actually gray or if they were blonde. Like I had people confirm to me that they were seeing the gray hairs, and like some people were agreeing, some people weren't. But if I did have them, I no longer have them. Like, I cannot find the gray hairs. Like, I randomly woke up one morning and there were no gray hairs in my hair anymore. I don't know if it's because, like, I used to put, like, highlights in my hair, so I was, like, blonde once upon a time, and then I dyed my hair back to brown, and, like, I haven't dyed my hair in probably, like, 2 years or something, so I don't know if my hair is, like, just going back to its golden natural color, but I don't have gray hairs anymore. I don't know what the fuck was going on that week. Okay, so one of the next episodes that I came out with was called I Got Cheated On, which, you know, I feel like all icons are getting cheated on. You know, like the CEO and the HR lady that, like, just had that debacle going on. Like, the fact that men are, like, I don't know, he's probably, like, 56. The fact that men are 56 years old and are still cheating blows my freaking mind. It blows my mind. Like, get it out of your system. First of all, like, why are you even cheating? But, like, if you're going to do it, like, why are you doing it at, like, 56 years old? Like, that is my biggest question. That is concerning. Like, you are 56 and you like have what from the outside seems like a pretty good life. Like, you have a beautiful wife, you have children, you're the CEO, bro. And you're gonna go cheat at a public concert? Like, how are men still doing that at that age? Like, get it together, my friend. Get it together. It's insane. Anyways, I came out with that episode because my ex-boyfriend decided to Snapchat me. Yeah. Which I think he did that because I accidentally liked his tweet on Twitter. Like, it was a long story that you need to go tune in and listen to. But that is also, I think, like my second most played episode. So that's scary. And people that knew I dated this person, like, reached out to me after this came out and were like, I remember it was bad, but I didn't realize it was that bad. And I'm like, guys, I didn't even share all the details. Like, after this episode came out, I remembered more and more, and I was like, holy shit. But let's just play a little example because this one blows my mind. I remember one time I got in a car accident, my first car accident ever. I was at a stoplight and this old man came crashing into me, and I was on my way to this person's house and we were going to go watch a Nebraska football game. And I get into a car accident, not my fault. Someone rear-ended me. I pull over. We are starting to handle the car accident situation. And I texted my boyfriend at the time, like, I'm going to be late. I just got in a car accident. And you would think a normal boyfriend would be like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Do you need me to come help? Blah, 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 like the questions you ask. But instead of asking those questions, this boyfriend was so insanely mad at me because now we were going to be late to watch the Nebraska game that he told me that if I didn't get this figured out and I wasn't at his house in 10 minutes, he was leaving to go watch the game without me and I'd have to figure out my own ride. Okay, I also totally forgot that during this situation, like, I forgot to explain that the Nebraska football game we were going to watch wasn't even, like, at the stadium. Like, it wasn't an in-person stadium live football game. We were going to watch a football game at someone's fucking house on their TV, y'all. Like, on their TV. Like, we could just rewind that shit or something. Like, it was nothing serious. Like, we didn't pay for tickets to go. Like, it was at someone's house. So that is even, like, more mind-blowing. Like, not that he should have acted this way anyways, but, like, the fact that we were going to watch this on a TV is crazy. So this next episode was called The Girls' Bathroom, Tao, and a Solo Date. And let me just play this little short clip and then I'll explain.
I don't know if we've gone over the 2 fires that I've started in the past yet, or if we haven't. But if we haven't, like, I can tell you guys that story on a later date. It's a touchy subject. Me and my sister still beef about who started the fire. Yeah, she started it. But we still beef about that. I started it, but it was because of her.
So, like, I realized I never told the 2 fire stories, and I feel like if you guys want to hear about the 2 fires I've started in my lifetime that both happened in high school, like, let me know and we can talk about that in season 2, because one of them was like a whoopsie daisy. I mean, the second one was also a whoopsie daisy, but I feel like the second one kind of just explains who I am sometimes. Like, I think sometimes I'm a little bit too calm in situations. I also was, like, going through a lot in high school. So, you know, in the moment, I think I was just, like, I don't know. I was just not giving a fuck. So we can go through those sometime. If you guys want to hear about it, let me know. And then the very last episode that I'm going to go over today is the POV you are having a sleepover with a male. This one is also one of my favorite episodes, and the clip that I'm about to play for you is so funny to me because I'm going to do some explaining after of the last time I was in the car with a male, which was about 2 days ago. And, like, once I explain that story, like, this basically sums up everything.
Or if they do drive you home, they're, like, driving so fast, they're, like, trying to show off in the car that they, like, know how to drive a car, and it's like, sir, I also know how to drive a car. Like, I'm glad at your age you, like, know how to drive a vehicle.
Okay, that just like makes me laugh because the other day when I got picked up from the airport by an Uber driver, I got a male driver and he was probably like 25, maybe 27, maybe 30, probably like 27 though, if I had to guess. And like he was driving insane. Like I've actually never seen someone drive like this. I mean, we got to my house I think faster than intended, but like we would be on the left side of the interstate and then all of a sudden we'd be on the right. Like he was zooming through these cars insane. Like I just wasn't even looking out the window. I was just trusting that hopefully I would make it to my apartment safely. But when we were in this neighborhood, this car was stopped and he was like just driving so fast, and he comes to a stop by this car, and instead of like giving them like 5 seconds to park, because I'm pretty sure they were trying to park, he's just holding the horn down at them, like honking, honking, honking. And some guy outside like looked at him and gave him a look like, why are you honking? Like chill. And he looks at the guy and he's like, I'll fight you, bro. And then he rolled up the window and then he looks at me and he's like, I could beat his ass. I could beat his ass. And I'm like, sir, like you are my Uber driver and like I just want to go home. Like I just got off a plane, but like why are men always looking at other men and they're like, I beat his ass? Like they're driving really fast. He's like going from the left to the interstate to the right, and then he wants to fight someone, and then he thinks he can fight someone. Like, can you actually, or like are you all talk, you know? I just never know. I feel like he was all talk. I didn't really get a good look at him, but like I feel like he was all talk. But that concludes season 1 of the Hangover series. Why is a tear forming in my eye right now? I don't know. Season 1 has come to an end. That kind of is making me emotional. I don't know if it's because of the glass of wine I'm drinking or if it's because I just love you guys so much. I think it's because I just love you guys so much. And this has just been so amazing and so awesome. And I am just so happy. So season 1 is coming to an end, but season 2 is going to be even bigger, even greater, even more amazing. And I am so excited for it. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. That seems like a really long ways away, but I will see you guys in 2 weeks, and we are going to have the best 2 weeks ever until season 2 approaches us. And I hope you guys all just have the best time, and I am looking forward to you all hearing the intro for season 2 because I hope you guys like it. And I will catch you guys then. I'm so excited, and cheers to season 1 being over and cheers to season 2 beginning. I'll catch you guys in 2 weeks.